Good morning, I'm Senior Grandmaster Jimenez. My story, like it or not, this is going to be chapter 17. I know it's been a while since I did a chapter, but we've been really busy with the Worldwide Kajukenbo Federation. This show tonight is going to be about, it's kind of a sad show in a way. I lost in the past, not recently, this is in the past. I lost three of my black belts that passed away. And I just want to kind of give it a shout out to them and give their story so it doesn't die down, and they know where they came from in my heart and everything like that. It's very hard to lose anybody in your life, but especially in the martial arts when you see these people more than you do probably some of your families. You see them every day, they're in class, or you watch them grow up from a little child all the way to an adult. Anyway, well, my first one is Ray Hansen, Sifu Ray Hansen. Recently, we call her Ray Ray. She used to live across the street from me from the studio, and this was when I first opened the studio. She was there, and her mom came in and brought her in and signed her up. And at the time, I think she was like 8 when she signed her up. And, you know, she was a cute little girl across the street, you know, and she'd walk over, mom would walk across the street because the street was kind of busy. And she would train, you know, and then she took a break for a while. And she stayed with him from about 8 till about 12 years old. And then she took a break. And then one day, you know, I seen this teenager walking across the street, and I'm like, oh my God, here comes Ray Ray. So she came in as a young teenager, came back to me, and she never left us since. In fact, when we had the big earthquake in '89, she was the first one to come running across the street to make sure I was okay, because the building almost collapsed and stuff. If you guys remember that year the earthquake hit. Anyway, she trained with me for years and years, and she got her black belt. She took pictures with Great Grandmaster Gaylord. She's won several trophies in her divisions and stuff. But with Ray Ray, there's something about her. She was the nicest and sweetest girl that you can ever meet. Polite, just a nice person. I mean, I can deal with people every day, but I can honestly say from my bottom of my heart, and it's not because she came with me or she took karate from me and stuff like that. She was just a really good-hearted person. Have never heard anything bad about anybody. Anyway, she trained with us for like a lot of times, a lot of years and stuff. And then like life goes on, she wound up marrying one of my students. They had some children, moved to Sacramento area, I think. Her mom moved out of the corner of the 150th. And we still kind of kept in touch every once in a while. We'd talk. I'd go, hey, Ray, how's it going? And she'd tell me, you know, what's going on. And every once in a while, I bump into her and her husband in the casino. And she was always same thing, big smile. You know, I love you, Sifu. I love you too, Ray Ray. You know, and unfortunately, things happened, and her and her husband got divorced. And she had 2 little children that she worshipped. I know that for a fact. And very sadly, one day I got a phone call from Grandmaster Baca, and he said we lost our Ray Ray. And I said, Ray Ray, there's no way, not Ray Ray. You know, and she said, yeah, because I guess she had gone to sleep. And something about her organs didn't all shut down, and she passed away. And she was in her 40s when she passed away. And it really did break my heart to see Ray Ray go, because she was such a great person, you know. And, you know, I just want to say, Ray Ray, I love you so much. And I wish you were here, you know, because you're a part of our family, you know. So, you know, always when you go to bed, kiss your children goodbye, because you don't know if you're going to wake up that day. Unfortunately, her children are the one that found her. So hopefully she's in heaven looking down and watching all of us, and because I know she went to heaven because she was such a good person. Anyway, the second black belt I lost was Sifu Alice Kasenko. Now, this is not in order. I'm kind of going down the line of rank who's been there the longest and stuff like that because it's a karate thing in my head. Um, Master Kasenko, I used to call him Big Al. Um, he was a cute little guy. He was like about 5 feet tall and older than me at the time. And with him, he never would do a class. He had a thing about being in front of other people because he was so short and stuff like that, and a bit older. So for years and years and years, it was just private lessons, just me and him one on one. And he was so funny because I had a big studio, and we would even be in the back room. But if someone came in that building, I gotta go. And I go, what do you mean you gotta go? He goes, yeah, somebody came in. I'd be like, well, they're in the other room. Nah, they might look in here. And he was just that way. He was kind of odd when it came to that, because on Saturdays he would come down and teach my class, the junior class, or all the kids that would come, and he'd have no problem. There'd be 50 kids in class, and he was out there going away, and kind of the same, almost the same height, but a lot of them, but he was just that way. But same thing. He was just a close black belt, close friend. He wound up opening up his own studio, Kasenko's Kajukenbo in Hayward. He got up to like fifth degree. He put out a couple black belts. Nice studio. He had a lot of students and stuff like that, and he'd go to tournaments and stuff. But himself, he wouldn't compete, nothing like that. And sadly, he had we every once in a while I'd go down and visit his studio. I would just surprise him. And one day I was just like, I was supposed to go down, or I didn't go down, or just, I don't know, something came up, So this is the way he would talk to me. He'd call me, I go, karate school, God damn you, when the hell you been? I go, oh, Big Al. He still called me Sifu. He's like, Sifu, I've been waiting for you to come down. And I was like, I know, this is on a Thursday. And I go, I know. I go, I'll come down, Big Al. I go, and we'll, hang out, and I'll watch the class, or I'll teach a class for you and stuff like that. He's okay. He goes, don't forget. And I went, all right, I won't. I remember the last thing he said to me. He said to me, hey, he goes, I'm only loyal to you. And I go, I know that. I know that. And that's the last thing he ever said to me. Because over the weekend, he had bought a sailboat. And he had gone fishing with his girlfriend in the estuary. And if people don't know what the estuary is, it's leading out to go to the bay. But it's, smaller area. But anyway, long story short, his girlfriend, I guess, caught a small fish or whatever. And she couldn't get it up, and she leaned over and she fell in. She fell in off the boat. So then he jumped in, and remember, Sipa Kasenko was short, but he was in good shape, all muscles. There was no fat on him. He was just all muscles. But again, he was older than me at the time. I think he was in his 50s at that time. So he jumped off to go get her. He pushed her on the boat, and the story goes from her that she got in the boat and she kind of pushed him away. As she climbed up, she looked back, and oh no, I said it wrong. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. He jumped in to save her. She swam to shore because it was close. When she turned back around, he was gone. Well, they found him about an hour and a half away, floating by the Hornet. It's a Navy ship in the bay, and he drowned. And it was so sad because he was such a good guy, and he really didn't deserve to go that way. And I guess the doctor had said that the reason he passed away is not because he couldn't swim, because he can swim very good. It was because he had no fat on him, and the water was cold. And so when he came in, it must have shocked his heart, and then he just drowned. And that's the story that she gave, that's what happened. You know, so I don't know 100% on exactly what happened. She went there, but that's what she was told. Unfortunately, that was happened on a Sunday. I think Tuesday she emptied out all his bank accounts, everything, sold the boat, sold everything he had, and she split. So I'm not saying she did anything wrong, but you know, that's what she did. And it was kind of sad. And like I said, I went to the funeral, and they asked me to speak, and he was in his casket with his uniform on. And they didn't do a very good job because they do an autopsy. They just didn't do a good job on him. And I held it together pretty good until I got there and started speaking about him. And then I turned and made the mistake of turning and looking at him. And then, of course, I lost it, you know, and I was upset and cried and stuff. And because, like I said, for 6, 7 years, you know, 3 times a week, I taught him privately, just me and him in the back. And we shared many stories and, you know, talked and stuff like that. You know, he was just a good guy, you know, but those were the last words he said to me. Was, Sifu, I'll only be loyal to you. So that from this day on, it sticks to my head, what he told me. Now to get to the third person, and the same thing, it just devastated me because he was just not a student too, he was a close friend too, was Chris Royal. He signed up with me a few years ago, and he was pretty good. You know, he did pretty good, and he trained us for years and years and years. He got to about fourth or fifth degree. I can't remember which one he got. And it was funny because every time we'd spar, I'd spar with him, and then a couple minutes into the spar, I couldn't breathe. I'm all, and I couldn't figure out what the heck. Every time I spar with this guy, I can't breathe. Well, come to find out, he knows I'm allergic to cats really bad. So he told me, he said, yeah, because that's the way I can kick your ass. It goes, if I take my cat, I rub it all over my chest, all over my uniform and everything. So then when I spar with you, you can't breathe. And I'm like, oh, you fucker, you know. So I just kind of like, you know, that was kind of funny, you know, that he would do that, you know. But because it was just messing with me and stuff like that. Because I could never figure out. I'm thinking, man, I spar with everybody else. Fine, I spar with Chris, and I can't fucking breathe. And that was it. It was a damn cat he was putting on him, you know. But he's a good guy. You know, he ran out of my classes and stuff. He was loved by all the students. Good guy, good teacher, and stuff like that. He wound up opening up his own studio, and he got my blessings. He didn't go behind my back like some did. You know, he came to my office and said, "I want to open my own studio." I said, "Of course, 100%." I go, he goes, "Well, I didn't think you might get mad." I said, "No, I would not get mad. It's an honor for you to do that. That I trained you good enough so you can have your own studio." So he went ahead. He opened up a studio in, I think it was in July. I don't know what year it was, but I know it was in July. And I went down, you know, blessed the studio and stuff. It was a nice little studio in San Lorenzo. One of my other black belts went with them. Actually, I think two of them went with them to help them a little bit. And long story short, we were supposed to have get Chinese food after class. I was going to go over there and have Chinese food. Same thing. It was on a Thursday. And he goes, he called me up and he's like, "Hey," he goes, "Sifu," he goes, "let's do Chinese food on Tuesday." He said, because he goes, "I just finished. I'm hella tired. I want to go to bed or go home." He goes, "I got some things to do," you know, because he had a job during the day too. So I said, "Yeah, okay, that's fine. Tuesday is fine." And he goes, "You know, I love you." And I was like, "I love you too." Again, that was the last time I ever spoke to him. That was on Thursday. On Friday, his wife said that he got up about 2 o'clock in the morning, went to the bathroom, went back to bed. She went to go to work in San Francisco. She about 6 o'clock. He was fine. He was laying in bed breathing. And she got to work and she kept calling, wouldn't call. He goes, she knew something was up. And so she took Bart back to the house. And about, I don't know, it was 8:30. I can't remember exactly what time she said she got back. And she said as soon as she walked into the house, and she saw the coffee machine not touched. She knew something was wrong. And she went in the bedroom, and he was gone. He passed away in his sleep. And it had to be from 6 o'clock until after she left, because he was breathing when she left. And unfortunately, the doctor said, he was healthier than a horse. But the doctor said everybody's heart at one time or other stops during the day, but you don't even feel it. It's just like a flash. And unfortunately his did that, but didn't kick back. And the doctor had no really good excuses why he passed. He says it's unfortunate, it's one of those things. So we had the funeral in a packed house in San Leandro at Santos. It was just packed because he was so well known and everybody loved him and stuff like that. And some of my black belts went up there and they couldn't make it through the speech because they were crying and stuff. And it was hard because I didn't expect that. And the funny thing, well, it's not funny, but the funny thing was that when Alice Kosenko had passed away and drowned, me and Chris were talking about it. It wasn't too long far apart between, I think it was like 8 months apart from each other. And he's like, yeah, see, what would you do if you only had a couple of days left? What would you do? I said, oh, it is this and that, And I go, what would you do? I don't know, I don't know what I would do if I only had a couple of days left. And we had that conversation. And of course, like I said, on Thursday, he left me we talked, and that was the last I spoke to him on Thursday, and Friday morning, he passed, for no reason. So it was very sad. It's kind of a sad video to make, but it's part of my book, and I want people out there to read out who these people were, and how much I did love all three of them. So again, it's old cliche, but make sure you hug your family, hug your children before you go to bed. I've known too many people like Lucis Decrees, a lot of people like that went to bed and they had a heart attack or they just passed away in their sleep for no reason. And that goes through my mind all the time, So I always hug my children goodbye. I'm not goodbye, good night, and kiss them and stuff before I go to bed, and because you never know. So you make sure you're in life. You make sure you enjoy each day. Again, you never promised tomorrow. I know it's an old saying, but it's very true. Anyway, this is chapter 17 of my story, like it or not. We're on YouTube. I didn't push it too much on getting, subscribers and stuff like that because I kind of want to finish it. But if you do watch these videos, make sure you do hit subscribe so we can start building up the subscribe people. And the book's being worked on, Manuel, one of my other black belts. He writes all kinds of books and he's in TV programs and stuff. He's working on the book right now to get it ready for print. So it'll be out there and I'll let you guys all know. Anyway, I'm Senior Grandmaster Jimenez and I want you guys to have a blessed day.